Hello everyone and welcome to the second bite where I finish eating these donuts, and today I'm going to talk about why rock climbing is my favorite sport. But to start off, I am wearing not a colored shirt. That's because this episode was pre-recorded, and it's currently a Tuesday morning and not a Sunday morning, so I apologize for that. But more importantly, why is rock climbing the best? Well, I think it's both an intellectual, like, what can I do? And also, like, a physical, like, what am I able to do? Like, do I trust? Like, am I strong enough to pull myself up on this hold? Or can I do that physically, you know? And then mentally, it's like, do I trust myself to leap up there, to jump, to, like, put my foot on this foothold? Do I trust myself to do that? And so I think it's both, like, a mental and very physical game, activity, I don't know. That you get to do. And it's really fun because, like, you're not always going to be able to succeed. And the whole idea of, like, practicing is, like, trying to figure out what moves to do here, like, how to do that well. And you're never going to go to a rock wall and be like, oh, like, this is the exact same route, or this is the exact same thing I did on this other route. Like, the routes are going to be all unique and different. Like, basketball, like, you can go to any court, anywhere, and you're going to shoot a three, and it's going to be probably pretty similar. But going to a different rock gym, there's completely different routes, completely different, like, textures, and, like the wall itself is going to be positioned in a different way. So very unique. So that's kind of why I like rock climbing. But for someone who's never done rock climbing before, there's a lot of, like, terminology and kind of be confusing. So I was going to run through that a little bit. I guess you could call this the vocab section, if you will. First, we'll start off with the grading. First off, we'll talk about the two different types of rock climbing. There's top rope and bouldering. Top rope is where you're harnessed in. There's a rope that goes up to the top of the rock wall, and there's someone on the ground that's belaying you, and you're tied into the rope, and if you fall, they'll catch you, and you can just hang, and it's pretty cool. The rock wall here at Baylor is about, I would say confidently, like 2 or 3 stories high, so like 30, 40 feet. And then bouldering, you're not harnessed in, you're just climbing. It's a lot shorter, maybe like 10 feet tall, but it's a lot more like explosive, if that makes sense. Like, you're using a lot more upper body strength, and there's a lot more, like, tricky moves. You're like, how do I do this kind of thinking, versus top ropes more like endurance based. So those are the two types of climbing. They also have 2 different ranking systems, or like systems of difficulty. So for top rope, you use 5-point blank system. So 5.0 is like flat ground. 5.6 is, or 5.5 is probably the lowest vertical rock that we have here at Baylor that we climb. It's really easy, and then it goes 5.6, 5.7, 5.8. 5.8 is kind of my level right now. Like, I can climb a 5.7. I project 5.8, so I'll talk about what that means in a minute. But, like, I work on and do 5.8s a lot, and then 5.9s, I can't really do a 5.9. And then it goes all the way up to, like, 5.13. Really hard. All right. And then for bouldering, a different rating system. It goes V0, easiest, V1, V2, V3, V4, V5, V6, V7, V7 plus. So, again, I'm at about a V3. I can climb a V3 here and there, and then, you know, obviously the other ones are harder. All right, project. When everyone's like, hey, Caden, what's your project? I'll be like, I'm trying to climb this specific route. It's a route that you have attempted before, have not completed, but you would like to complete, and you believe it's in your ability to complete. So for me, on the rock wall, on the bouldering pit, that would be about a V3. I could project a V3. I'd start it, and then like I'd fall because like I don't know what to do, and I'd try and like figure out. So that's like a project. What else? The arete. So sometimes on a route, there'll be a corner to the wall, and depending on if it says arete is on, then you can use that corner of the wall to like hold on to and try to like get some extra grip. Or it'll say arete is off, which means you cannot use that. So it's like, can you use the live face? Can you not use the live face? Stuff like that. If someone comes up to you and says, "Hey, I just flashed this route," you'll be like, "What?" What they're trying to say is they looked at the route for the first time, like, okay, this is a V3. Like, oh, that's how you do it. And then they climb it, and they're like, done, easy. So that means they didn't fall, they didn't take any breaks, and they just went up it. First time, full send. Again, full send is going from the bottom all the way to the top without taking any breaks. So that's kind of what that means. All right. That's my last bite. Hope y'all enjoyed learning about rock climbing. And maybe we'll go try out your local rock gym. See y'all next week. Make sure to like, subscribe.